Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another great episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Four continents down, two more to go. No cap. Straight facts. The worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, this is a great episode, like I said earlier. And speaking of great, not tomorrow, Saturday, we have the Great American Bash brought to us by WWE NXT. That's happening tomorrow at, I believe, it's 3 o'clock p.m., in the afternoon on the East Coast. So for all my West Coast riders, it's going to be 12 o'clock p.m. But don't quote me on that. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. And it's going to be emanating from the great state of Georgia, more specifically Atlanta. Shout out to the great people over there at Atlanta. Man, every time I go there, I always leave like 10 pounds heavy because all that great food they have down there. But shout out to the great people of Atlanta. I know this is definitely going to be a vibe. And we have five great matches that are lined up for this event. And all of them have a great build up behind them. All of them are definitely worthy of your attention. None of them are actually worthy of a bathroom break and whatnot. Not that I would actually do a bathroom break for a show, anyways, for any match, anyways, because you never know what could happen. But that's what we have going on right now. Five great matches, and what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go ahead and give my predictions one by one. It's just me tonight. Unfortunately, Rob and Kathy could make it, but no, I did not fire them. They're still part of Ringside Society, but they couldn't make it tonight, so it's just me. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and actually give my predictions for each match, who I think is going to win, who I think is going to lose, and after that, I'm actually going to go ahead and if I have any general predictions, I'm going to give those after I'm done giving my predictions for um for the card. So with that being said, five great matches, and so the first match we have is a match that I'm definitely gonna be watching at very closely. These competitors are two up and coming men that are facing each other. They're both trying to make a name for themselves in WWE. Both of them have different styles when it comes to wrestling. And man, this is I this just might be the show stealer. I have a feeling. And I'm talking about Javon Evans, the man who keeps it bouncy, versus LFG season one winner Jasper Troy. Now, for those of you that don't know what LFG is, LFG is short for Legends and Future Greats. It is I guess you could say it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's tough enough because the men and women are already signed, but it's kind of in that vein. And basically, what it is it's a competition between, pretty much, future stars, those trying to make it, and they're each assigned coaches that are legends. And last year's legends that were coaching were Mickey James, Bubba Ray Dudley, The Undertaker, and Booker T. And actually, the winner so let me see, let me dial it back a bit. The winner of that competition, the future great, got a contract to NXT, and that person who got the contract to NXT, that person who won, their coach. Well, no. Let me dial it back a bit. The future great won an NXT contract. Now, also on another part about that competition was their coach. If their coach had enough points by the end of the season, they would win the LFG championship. I don't think that would have anything to do with their student winning, although Undertaker did win the championship last season, and his student Tyra May Steele actually was one of the two people who won a contract at NXT. Now the thing with LFG is one male and one female are chosen. So last year's winners were Tyra May Steele, and you know, of course, the other competitor that's going to be in this match against Javon Evans, Jasper Troy. And let me tell you, both of these men are hungry. Both of these men are not afraid to go the distance. Jasper Troy, when he said it from jump when he went to LFG, he has a lot. He has a lot going for him. Winning this. So he has to win. He has to win this contract. And from the first night he got to NXT, he has actually shown that he can actually hang with the best. He showed that he wanted to make an impact, and he's been doing that. I mean, my boy took out Obafemi the first night. That's crazy. And now he's going after Javon Evans. So with this match now, singles match, in all honesty, as much as I enjoy seeing Javon Evans, do his thing in the ring, this is a hunger that I've seen before. And when somebody is so hungry that they're going to pretty much go on the main roster, call out the champion or one of the top guys and fight them, or not just call them out, straight up attack them because they want to make an impact, that is something to watch out for. And that is exactly what Jasper Troy did. So with that being said, I'm going to have to give this match to Jasper Troy. I think he's going to pull it off. That man is hungry and he is not playing. He is here to get some wins and get some gold. So I'm going to have to go with Jasper Troy for that. So the next match we have is a... Hey, what's up, Trey? Trey? How you doing? Glad you could join us. So the next match we have, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, that Trey is actually responding on Instagram. So if you hear me shout out somebody, if you hear us shout out somebody, but the comments are not highlighted, it's probably because they're on Instagram, and Instagram unfortunately doesn't let us highlight their comments on here. So Instagram, y'all got to work on that, man. But anyways, the next match we have is a Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship. We have the defending champion, Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, versus Ricky Saints. These two men have been brutal. They've been going back and forth at it. When Ricky Saints first joined NXT, he made an impact as well by getting into it with Ethan Page and even beating him for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page would eventually regain it. In all honesty, though, man, I can't even call this match because Ricky Saints has that fire within him, but Ethan Page has the smarts, and he also has, he has he's a crafty guy. And he also has swipe right as, in his corner pretty much. He has them as allies. But honestly, I think Ricky Saints is actually going to get this win. I think he's going to put him out with that Rochambeau, put out Ethan Page with that Rochambeau somewhere and get that win, get that pin. Whether it's in the ring or out the ring, I'm going to go with Ricky Saints to win this one. Although I got a feeling somebody's going to get bloody. I have a feeling somebody's going to get bloody. But that's what I'm going with right now, Ethan Page. I think it's high time maybe for Ethan Page to go to, the main roster, see what he could do there. He's a very good athlete and he's definitely enjoyable to watch. So I would say maybe it's time for him to go. This might be his last hurrah. So I'm gonna go with Ricky Saints to regain that title. The next match we have is a singles match for the NXT North American Championship. And we have the defending champion, Sol Ruka, who will be accompanied by her with her friend Zarya, versus Izzy Dame, who will be accompanied by her new friend Tatum Paxley. Man, who is going to win this? Sol Ruka's hella impressive, but Izzy Dame has definitely been showing herself, in the last in the last month actually. But I got a feeling Soruka's gonna retain. I got a feeling Soruka's gonna retain, and it's gonna be because Tatum Paxi inadvertently cost her the match, cost Izzy Dame the match. So I'm gonna go with Soruka to retain. Now the next match we have is a tag team match, and it's gonna be the makeshift tag team of Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, two women who are polar opposites, versus Fatal Influence, which will be the combination of the NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, and Fallon Henley, who will be accompanied by the third member of Fatal Influence, Jasmine Nix. Let's see. This is going to be kind of a hard one to call because Fatal Influence, they have the experience as a tag team, whereas Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe don't. But Fatal Influence and I mean, they tried Blake Monroe when she first got here. I am gonna have to go with Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. Now, if memory serves me correct, I believe they had some cracks in the foundation of Fatal Influence. Like they weren't getting along with each other. So maybe they patched things up, or maybe this will be the thing that actually maybe they patch things up, and maybe this match, them losing this match will be the match that reopens, those wounds. So I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace for this match. Although they don't have the tag team chemistry, stranger things have happened. People have formed tag teams and been successful against experienced tag teams. So yeah, I'm gonna be brave and go with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace. So the next and last match we have, the main event for one fall, is gonna be a singles match for the NXT Championship. And it's going to be the defending champion, Obafemi, the man who's been unstoppable all year. He's taken out opponents left, right, and center. He will be defending against Pro Wrestling Noah's own Yoshiki Inamura, who will be accompanied by his tag team partner, Josh Briggs. Man, I can't even call this one. Because Inamura is ready to show the world what he can do outside of Pro Wrestling Noah. Obafemi has been a very dominant champion. There's no stopping that man. And I hope he can actually maintain that momentum on the main roster. You know what? I'm going to be brave and say Obafemi is going to retain. But this match right here is going to show us Yoshiki Inamura in a different light. So I am actually going to go with Obafemi. Although if he were to lose, I wouldn't be upset with it because after that means, a lot of times that means he's going to the main roster, and I think he's ready. The man's a total package. So yeah, those are my picks for the Great American Bash. Now, what I think will happen? I don't have a lot of. Well, first off, that's the end of the card I just gave. If any other match gets added, I'm sorry. I tried, but sometimes matches get added on at the last minute. Sometimes they get added on the day of. So if I miss a match, my bad. Please don't crucify me. But with this card, the match with Sol Ruka and Daria versus Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley, I think we're gonna see once Sol Ruka wins, we're gonna see the end of her alliance with Zarya. I think we're gonna see her actually, Zarya actually break away. That is, attack Sol Ruka and tell her, "Hey, it's my turn," And I get why she would do that. The woman had a whole big package airing about her going to WWE. And that package involved her beating up, I think, 5 other women. So why wouldn't she want to get the championship if she had all of that being done for her? So I'm gonna go with Soruka to win, and then she gets attacked by Zarya, and Zarya becomes the new competitor. I could see it in her eyes too. She wants that championship. So the next match we have is a singles match. Oh, sorry, my bad. Tag team match. Wait. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I thought I saw another match pull up. So yeah, the next match that I had a prediction for, it was actually for um Fatal Influence versus Jordan Grayson and Blake Monroe. This match, we're gonna see them actually. The cracks are gonna form Fatal Influence. They were formed before. I think they patched them up, but I think bigger cracks are gonna form. So um, this is what we're looking at right now. I mean, they're not gonna break up right now, but I believe this is the beginning of the end for them. So that's my general prediction for that as well. And with that being said, that is all I have. There's pretty much nothing else. That's all I got. That's all I have for in regards for predictions. So with that being said, if y'all have y'all's own predictions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We're gonna try to get some polls up tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's still Friday. We're gonna try to get some polls up um for Saturday for Great American Bash. And just a heads up, we'll be doing prediction shows for also for Evolution. So stay tuned for that. And we'll also be doing one for AEW. AEW's All In. We'll try to squeeze in Saturday Night Main Event, but man, it's just so much wrestling this weekend, man. You see how y'all are lucky? Me growing up, I didn't have all this. I just had wrestling one time on Saturday, one time on Sunday, and that was it. I didn't grow up with the cool parents that bought the interviews. I either heard it from a friend the next day at school, or I saw whatever stills that the program offered the next time they showed. So, but y'all got lucky with having like 4 shows in a weekend. So whether you enjoy WWE or AEW, just enjoy it and be happy that you have something available for you to see, and in abundance. So with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy and my stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Well, maybe not in that order, but before I partake of those activities, I just want to thank everybody that tuned in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to. We're not going to stop being that. To those of you that are going to listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really truly wish we stopped what we're doing. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. And if you want to follow me, if you want to follow me, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a lot of cool places. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, where I do reviews for events, food establishments, or restaurants, and just cool places that you can check out when you're traveling, whether you're traveling overseas or local. You can check out my TikTok for that. All 3 of those platforms are the same at the Remy Blue. I'm also on Blue Sky at remyblue.bsky.social, and I'm also on Facebook as Facebook under the name Remy Blue as well. And our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Blue Sky, and that's at Ringside Society.bsky.social. And we're also on Spotify, and we're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, we have hoodies, we have coffee mugs, we have several great designs, more great designs coming through. So definitely be on the lookout. Check out our merch line, cop some merch, and all proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. Last but not least, you know, We also have a YouTube channel where you can see great episodes like this one, like the one we did with many other great men and women in professional wrestling. You can find all those episodes here on YouTube, and to see them, it's not rocket science. It's not It's not even pre-algebra. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really good-looking dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. With that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Once again, thank you very much. We really truly appreciate it. And we here at Ringside Society, myself, Kathy Knight, Rob Bass, Albert Armageddon, you know, Chris Cartwright, aka Christolini, we know it's not a secret to us. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the scene. We are not the same. Man, I must be really tired. So with that being said, I'm gonna say right now, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for WWE NXT, the Great American Bash. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. We'll be back tomorrow, actually, because we're going to be doing another prediction show for another show that we have going on this weekend. We'll be back tomorrow with another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.